Hello, I'm Deborah Gardner, the Legal Director from the Public Justice Center, and I'm here to talk with you about another legislative victory that the Public Justice Center was involved in Annapolis this year. The General Assembly passed a bill to create a task force to study implementation of the civil right to counsel in Maryland. This was a project of the Maryland Access to Justice Commission, chaired by the Honorable Irma Raker, and the executive director is Pamela Cardulo Ortiz. And they worked very hard in the commission to advance the bill to create the task force to study the civil right to counsel in Maryland. The task force will provide a forum for all of the branches of Maryland government and the legal services community and the access to justice community to come together to study this very important question that the Public Justice Center has been working on for well over a decade, and that is providing appointed counsel at public expense to people who are too poor to hire a lawyer but are involved in very important civil matters. As you may know, there's a right to counsel in criminal cases, and in fact this is the 50th anniversary of the Gideon versus Wainwright decision that acknowledged that constitutional right. However, despite what most people believe, there isn't such a right in critical civil cases, including those that are every bit as important as the possibility of spending a few days in jail, such as eviction, contested custody battles, foreclosure, and other civil matters that involve basic human needs. The Public Justice Center has long advocated in Maryland and nationally for a civil right to counsel in those kinds of critical cases. We worked with the American Bar Association in 2006, which endorsed a resolution calling for a civil right to counsel. We have worked closely with the Access to Justice Commission here in Maryland, which has also endorsed the principle of a civil right to counsel, and now the Access to Justice Commission has worked to advance the creation of this one-year task force to study the issue here in Maryland, following on work that the Commission itself has already done to examine how such a right might be implemented and what it might cost to provide for such a right here in Maryland. So we very much look forward to the work of the task force and its report and recommendations, which will be coming out in October of 2014.